Sure, everyone knows blunt, impolite, and even rude people who are somehow extremely successful. I know a bunch of them. But since we're all more likely to do business and build professional and personal relationships with people we like, we're naturally drawn to people who are polite, modest, agreeable, kind. In short, people who are charming. I know a bunch of them too, and here's how they do it. Here are top 10 ways to become more charming. On number 10. They always show they're genuinely glad to meet you. When you feel someone gets you, respecting your opinion, your point of view, your experience, whatever you're communicating, then you naturally feel more important. The other person doesn't have to agree with you, they just have to show they respect you. On number 9. They sometimes show a little vulnerability. Two masters of the business universe meet for the first time. Instantly, they play an unstated but nonetheless obvious game of who's more successful. They work hard to one-up the other. After all, life is about winning, right? Charming people don't try to win any unstated competitions with people they meet. In fact, they actively try to lose. They're complimentary. They're impressed. On number 8. They consistently search for agreement instead of contradiction. We're trained to discuss, to challenge, to advocate for the devil, because exchanging opinions, especially different opinions, is how we separate the wheat from the idea chaff. Automatic agreement doesn't help. Unfortunately, going contrary is an easy habit to fall into. It's easy to automatically look for points of disagreement rather than agreement. It's easy to automatically take a different side. And it's easy to end up in what feels like an argument. On number 7. They selectively use the power of touch. Non-sexual touch can be incredibly powerful. I'm aware that sexual touch can be powerful too, thanks. Touch can influence behavior, increase the chances of compliance, make the person doing the touching seem more attractive and friendly, and can even help you make a sale. Say you're congratulating someone, shaking hands, or possibly better yet, depending on the situation, patting them gently on the shoulder or upper arm can help reinforce the sincerity of your words. On number 6. They often dine out on their foibles. Charming people willingly admit their mistakes. They don't mind serving as a cautionary tale. They don't mind being a source of laughter, for others and for themselves. And they're also not afraid to look a little silly. Skating in a cowboy outfit may be a little extreme, but charming people don't mind occasionally being in a situation where they aren't at their best. And oddly enough, people tend to respect them more for that, not less. On number 5. They're masters of social jujitsu. Some people have a knack for getting you to talk openly yourself. They ask open-ended questions. They sincerely want to know what you think, and that makes you open up to a surprising degree. You feel like the most interesting man, or woman, in the world. And you like them for making you feel that way. As soon as you learn something about someone, ask why they do it. Or how. Or what they like about it, or what they've learned from it. Charming people ask sincere questions that make it easy to answer in a thoughtful, introspective way. They make you think, in a good way, about yourself, and in the process make you feel charming too. On number 4. They always pass the waiter test. Some people put on a great show in certain situations, but they don't try nearly as hard when they think a person is beneath them. I like to call it the waiter test. If you really want to know how an individual treats people, take him to lunch. How he interacts with the waiter is a much better indication of his interpersonal skills than how he interacts with you. On number 3. They're great with names. If there's anything worse than that sinking feeling you get when you forget someone's name, especially someone's name you really should remember, it's realizing that another person has forgotten your name and maybe doesn't even remember who you are. Charming people remember names and even small details, often to a surprising degree. The fact they remember instantly makes us feel a little prouder and a little better about ourselves. On number 2. They never name drop. I have a friend who somehow manages to squeeze the fact he once met Jeff Gordon into every conversation. I'm planning to weather treat my deck this weekend, I'll say. You know, I was sitting on my deck last weekend listening to the race. Jeff Gordon was leading for a while but he had engine trouble. If I know Jeff Gordon, and I do, I bet he was really disappointed. On number 1. They always say less. Charming people already know what they know. They want to know what you know. And that makes you feel important. Because you are.